Hey, what's up, Shiny? All right. Let's do it. All right. What is left? All right. So maybe some lore writing. Got a little bit of stats. This is all for my one shot here. A commoner problem. Working on getting this into a state that I can put into a PDF and make available on my yet to be launched but soon to be launched Patreon. So about the adventure, running the adventure, the story so far. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. Okay, so nothing with the talisman. I've got ideas for this talisman puzzle, but I haven't designed it yet, so I can't very well write this section. Maybe we'll get to that today. All right, meeting Tivian, the recluse wizard. As soon as the party solves the puzzle, What's up, Luke? You made your players a keychain of their characters and a handwritten scroll of legend lore to use in game. That's awesome. You're one of the good ones. Hey, Construct. Activating. Yep. Taking care of some of the straggling pages here and there, some stuff that needed to be rewritten. That's right. No, yeah, of course. What's up? Let me check. I do like the spilled coffee. Nice. How is House of Leaves treating you, Construct? Still liking it? I've been reading well, I've been barely reading, just a chapter or two in, but this book, even though I knew the end, which I'm actually already coming away with some notes for because it's written from the perspective of a warlock detective, and her, like, the way that they world build really quickly actually reminds me of some awesome movies that do the same thing, where it's like you're very quickly like, this is a warlock who like has a different way of seeing the world, and it's very nice. I'm taking some notes. Yeah, same here with time for me. I'm trying to, like, okay, I can justify like a chapter a day. See if I can hold to that though. I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking about like, man, what am I going to use for a bookmark? Oh, did I don't know, did I share with you guys? There's this great video I saw that it's super inspiring. Let's see if I can find it. It was a video that I saw recently of a it was just a brief clip. Here we go. Okay. Love this video. Hold on. Finding it on YouTube. Yeah. I love that short. I believe she interviews authors for NPR. She's a badass. Okay. Tonight's mission: to make as much junk items as possible in Inkscape for a room full of junk. I've never used Inkscape before. Oh, T, just because Construct's reading it. It's sitting on my shelf, but I'm not tackling that one yet. I want to though. I like that idea, Austin. TT. Enjoy. delightful weapon. Trying to think how to phrase it. Immediate limb removal. I was thinking anyone hit by this weapon is unable to use magical healing for 1 minute. ouch, that would be pretty painful. Something about helping with stealth, or can't be too specific because that way anybody could use it, but I'm guessing like a silent weapon would be like granting bonus to some sort of stealth or opposite of friend can't turn around. Are you thinking about resilient? For resilient or for silent? That's definitely more interesting than this weapon. Stop it. Greedy gives. I was thinking that maybe this is well, let's just try this one on. This is maybe it's a bit on the nose. So stupid. That's just such a stupid idea. But at the same time, it's like, hey, why do you keep hitting people with that heavy book? It's like, well, it's kind of a long story, but this is technically the heavy book of greed. And just watch. Do you mind? And then they get smacked in the head, and out pops 6 gold coins. It's like, I can't pass it up. I mean, it doesn't do much damage, but it's pretty handy. Is triple too much? The most that any of them do is a D8. I think I'm okay with that. If you can get a 9, good on you. I think I wrote that it which I could change it, but I think I wrote funny enough, this book is a history of martial weapons, but that could, obviously. Attacks with this weapon have advantage against any target that has done damage to the wielder. Yeah, I'm good with that. Relentless. I think so. Hey, you know what? Especially because this Madness. They got to miss at some point, right? Got to miss at some point. Wait, which one's gonna make your players poor? Oh, the greed one? Sturdy. It's a sturdy weapon. Yeah, I mean, how many times? But then, like, the fun part is, since these are, I don't know, I consider +1 weapons given to like a low-level party at this. Like, these are going to be things that create some very memorable events, but they're going to want to upgrade it. It's not going to last forever. And besides, they do really low damage output, so whatever. But just that idea of, like, remember when the fighter hit between the fighter's multiple actions and using that particular sword? Remember when they hit the goblin boss 18 times in a row? That's worth it. Sturdy should grant some sort of It did, yeah. It was 18. It was only 18 damage. Yeah, that wasn't as cool as the other guy. The horse whip that generates gold. Whatever. All I'm doing is guaranteeing that I'm gonna have to start a campaign with this at some point. Maybe a silly campaign, but a campaign nonetheless. Shining. Shining feels like Fey magic, feels like charming magic, feels like distraction, feels like radiant. Feels celestial. Ooh. That'd be pretty crazy strong, huh? Well, I mean, um, give him a 1d6 damage each round. While drawn, any targets looking at the sword must take 1d6 damage each round or shield their eyes. Cool. That's a pretty good list. I feel pretty good about that. Good enough for, especially because I didn't have this on my list and I just did this randomly because I keep doing this, but that helps with here. You're going to give the ability higher damage output than the weapon itself? Potentially, although some of the weapons are D4s, some are D6s, and some are D8s. So it just depends. But yeah, I love the idea of a what would it be? What's a good example? A pool. Why do you carry around that shining pool cube? Well, because I draw it, and people have to look away, otherwise they take extra damage, and if they look away, then they have disadvantage attacking me. Or my shiny rolling pin. Yeah. Anyway. Where was I? After the one shot. Yeah, I mean, it basically, well, and that's the fun part would be sort of justifying it. Like, okay, what is this thing now that we've accepted that this is the reality? What changes exactly? How do we narratively describe this item that is behaving this way? If you're interested in continuing the story, I think there are a couple of ways to do that. Start a campaign using these characters. Random question. Nah, no, it wasn't. I mean, especially, you know, I guess over the years, I mean, it's something that, well, especially now. I mean, I guess like as a teenager, do I remember anything specific? Not really. I mean, people are more likely to remember your birthday. You just get used to that, like, oh, that's when your birthday, like everybody kind of has the same, like, oh, that's too bad. It's like, you know, I still have cake. Like, I don't, it's not, especially because, actually I talk about this all the time. It's like, maybe it, I feel like we've had a number of crises and terrible things that have happened in our, you know, in the last 30 years. So maybe we're just like numb to it. Or it's like, oh, something terrible happens when we're, yeah, well, okay. If I turn on the news any other day, that might well be the case too. So, yeah, no biggie. Or at least it didn't leave me with any lasting damage. Yeah. And if they left Tivian behind, that's even better. Now the party, now there is a wizard trapped on the astral plane, slowly losing their mind with a grudge against the heroes. Just imagine the trouble Tivian could cause the party. That much time on his hands. The last sense of the previous paper. Whether whatever decision the party made regarding Tivian, he can be a fun part of the new campaign. If they chose to bring Tivian home, now have a friendly wizard NPC oppose them. Can he get it? Yeah. If they chose to bring Tivian home, they now have a friendly wizard NPC that owes them a favor. Plus, he can never really be trusted not to cause problems. That's what second drafts are for. How often do you get to start a campaign with the party already celebrated as small town heroes? You're bad at editing when you write, it's a problem. Yeah. I get it. You should dedicate a few hundred hours to writing in front of people on the internet for a while and see if that helps you at all. What was the comment that I got this morning when I was editing? Some kid, clearly, I'm guessing just from the way they spoke. They were like, "Hi," chatting or whatever. They're new to the stream. They're like, "Don't be mad, but you look super depressed while you're working," or something like that. Like, thank you. I felt like I was in, probably the kinds of comments that T gets all day long. Don't be mad, but you look stupid right now. It's like, oh, don't worry, I feel fine. No offense, but you look really sad. Yeah, pretty much. The bro at the end really completes it. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I sympathize with teachers now on two fronts. One, because of what students can be to them, and then also what students' parents can be. Yeah, teachers have it rough. Yeah, it feels like there's some sort of because I feel like the caring can get caring for your kids. Everybody does, to whatever extent, but it's almost like a form of like micromanagement that I think is really damaging. Like one of the most important things about like you can care and you should care, but it's sort of like it's like commissioning artwork, or like anytime you get a job done by somebody who's a professional, you certainly want to have your say to some extent. You care about the final output, but you have to trust professionals to sort of sculpt and craft and create. And in the case of students, in the case of children, whatever age, it's kind of the same thing. Like part of the value of teachers is that they're not the parents. They are an authority. They are somebody in that kid's life that they can look up to that's not a parent, and that's an important thing to establish. And as parents, you have to trust and get the heck out of that. You have to let that happen. And micromanaging, just like if you commission artwork by somebody who's talented or whatever, you can micromanage and ruin that process. You can request 16 changes and end up creating some weird Frankenstein disaster that they're not proud of and that you're only probably sort of happy with because it doesn't give you, the satisfaction you thought it would to sort of work through someone else, right? I will have to clip it for her, but I think she'd probably agree. I hope so, otherwise I'm way off base, but I don't think so. Oh man, isn't it? Yeah. Well, even like we went to this really cool art show in town this weekend. Ash and I got a chance to. Saw a guy there that sculpts these really amazing characters out of wood. He's only been doing it for like 4 years. I wanted to get coffee with him because I'm like, I've only been sculpting for a few years. I use foam though. But he like takes commissions and seems pretty chill about it. And I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to get his version of, like, for my groups that are that are the campaigns that are closing up. It's like to get wooden, versions of those characters made. But like whenever I've done any sort of character commission and stuff like that, I basically give people reference, give them an idea, and say just whatever you come up with, like wherever it takes you, whatever, because the fun isn't in the exactness of the recreation. It's like letting them interpret it and getting like a, call it an Elseworld or call it an interpretation. Like it's an artist's, whatever they are interested in type of version of that character. And I feel like I've never before been like, oh yeah, I want to get these characters made out of wood. Actually, that would be super cool. So it's fan art. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the tricky part. Is like, okay, let me do the math here. This guy's got a commission rate per little figure that he, characterization that he. But I would want on my shelf these, but I should also give them to my players. Okay, all right, we'll figure that out. I was like, we'll figure that out. I took the guy's card. I was like, I'll be in touch. We'll sort it out. I either want to be, gifting things to my players, or I want to be selfish and keep them on my shelf. It's like, hey, it was my party too. It was my game. These characters are mine too. Yeah, plan it into the budget. A few questions for each party that never. I've never tried this before, but man, it would be so interesting. It'd be so interesting. This would be great. We'll put a pin in this idea. How great would it be to go through all the rigmarole of giving a party a quest line, having them get the quest, kick it off, start traveling, like let's say to the dungeon. They get there, they go through the first room. It's like, okay, we're digging in, and then there's sounds, there's footsteps, there's people, and an entire other adventuring party is exiting the dungeon, having already resolved, having already looted, having defeated whatever, big old sack of gold over their shoulder, like, yep, you guys are too late. Like, you snooze, you lose. And off they go to gain accolades for whatever the thing was. Like, I've never thought of doing that before, but that would be really fun. That would be a great but like what sells it is treating it all as though, like, just basically almost planning it and then choosing a spot to, like, nope, kind of cut their legs out. Like, well, what the heck do we do all that for? Boy, that would make them hate whoever that other group is. But like that idea of a competing group of heroes would be fun. Exactly. Oh no, we're a bunch of nobodies. You wouldn't care about us. Well, I just love like the idea of a petty group that's like, the equivalent of like cutting out the little mentions and like creating a like grandma's scrapbook, but one filled with hate. That's like, we're stalking you and we hate. Oh, look, really, you saved another town, whoop-de-doo. But like trying to like pass rumors about the party and trying to find like, oh yeah, but we saw what nobody talked about this because all of our parties are committing war crimes. We all know that. Like, here and there, they're doing stuff that's like, oh, that's pretty reprehensible. But hey, at least nobody knows. But this group of antagonists knows. We'll see you tonight. Take it easy. Good boy. Everything always takes time, doesn't it? What are we even looking at this thing? Whoops. Ulysses did not like that. try it again. 7,000 words. Bit more lore, some more townsfolk. That'll probably be another 1,000. At least. Okay. Trying to think about whether I want to, because stats for townsfolk, there's a lot of those that all these I pretty much want to shorten, probably. Little one-liners plus whatever adjustments, if any, to their stats. Whatever may matter. So that'll take some time. Lore here shouldn't be too bad. Or do I work on the talisman puzzle? What will I choose to do? Okay, well, maybe it won't be a dedicated stream. Maybe I'll tackle all of this tonight. See if I can't knock it all out. I'd really like to, after today, be just working on yeah, I'd really like to just be working on the layout of this after tonight. So maybe we'll do a big, maybe I'll stay here, the crafting table tonight, but it'll really just be puzzle design and writing. Because I don't think that this puzzle needs to be very complicated. Okay. I'll do something like that tonight. I'll take off. We'll see you guys in a few hours. See you guys.